Nobody wants a real job, and I don't blame them, but you'll never see me getting arrested for my audience's viewing pleasure, alright? I do that shit in the privacy of my own wherever I got arrested. Enjoy the video. Thanks for subscribing, everybody. We're up past 70 subs, so keep fucking going. I'm gonna release another video soon. Enjoy. What's up, Y-Ation? How y'all doing? I hope everybody is having a good night, and I hope you're doing well. Thank you for stopping in. Today, I wanted to talk to you guys about IRL streaming, getting mad W's in the chat, and harassing people for content, and then getting arrested, and then get arrested. There's this thing going on where people know they can make money from acting like an idiot. I reminisce the days of Boonk, the Boonk dangs, the Boonk gang days. I reminisce the days of Boonk. And to me, I think about how people knew they could pop if they were doing some dumb shit on social media, right? Instagram was Boonk Gang's vehicle. Same with Supreme Patty.
Hey, what's up? Come on. Come on. Bring it back. A lemon and a lime calls for a great time.
And I watched these people do this while I came of age with them. Most of them are in my age group, I'm pretty sure. You can fact check that, editor. My good friend, the editor. But I watched this happen where, I mean, we all did, where people were harassing people and acting like an idiot and getting clout from it, right? But they were, I don't know, to me, like, they were profiting off the knowledge that people were going to click, right? They were profiting off the knowledge that people were going to click, and they were turning that into some sort of infamy, notoriety, that eventually led to them being able to do stuff to unlock the life they wanted to live, right? Whether that just meant as much fucking money as possible, or women, or drugs, or whatever it meant to those people. They got that. And some of them got that, because most of them that try copycatting it wind up falling flat on your face. But it's been going on for long enough where technology has caught up, and now instead of posting these things as like posts from today, posts from this week, now people can watch and affect it live, right? And so with live streaming makes the audience able to participate, to tap in, and not only tap in the ways that it can be good for building community, fucking wasting a shit ton of money to parasocially gain, you know, a vote of confidence from someone you'll never know, you know, classic positive things, right? And what it's also used for is the chat can manipulate the situation at hand and but allow for the creator, the subject, to accelerate, exacerbate, or escalate the situation they're in, with the knowledge that they're going to get more moolah, more of that dang cheddar cheese, baby, more of that green bean salad, homie, you know what I'm saying? And this is what we're talking about today. Is IRL streamers. Gideon is a streamer and YouTuber who got very, very poppin' in the W community. One big event that happened with Gideon was when he hate rated Pokimane. He ratioed her. He had more people in the chat. As a matter of fact, let me pull this up. All right, it's go time. We're diving in. Okay, this is gonna be very chaotic, but work with me. So this is where Gideon, he realizes that he could ratio her, hate rating Pokimane out of jealousy. Pokimane, huge lady streamer, and she gets a lot of flack for being a lady, obviously. Yep, I know, but he rated her and made her end her stream early, and he told all his fans, he's getting a lot of joy out of manipulating reality to really fuck with this person's day, you know, and also like steal some bread in a weird way. It's just weird. Like it's weird to end somebody's stream, hate raid and end somebody's stream. It's crazy.
Hold on, he's calling me.
What he's
crossover.
Look, maybe you could say something.
Congratulations, you crossed it over. You did it. You crossed over the WL community to the Omegalos. I just want to say, here's the trophy.
Give a trophy to him for doing this. That's great. Yeah. So Aiden Ross gave lots of big ups to Gideon for doing something like that. We go on, and Gideon finds Jesus, right? He found Jesus. He posted a video called "Turning My Life to Christ." This was 2 years ago. Now, 2 years before he gets arrested for farming clips at a McDonald's parking lot, bringing a shit ton of his weird sycophant fans into the situation, making them, you know, and manipulating the situation so that they were looped in, getting arrested, yada yada. Everybody got arrested, bro. And that's really the big thing with IRL streaming. You're gonna get arrested, bro. Everybody on the internet wants to see you in a body cam, bro, for real, and it's fucked up out there. Don't give them that in any way, shape, or form. You know, that shit is gross. So he winds up going to Christ.
Time to talk to y'all boys, man.
Yeah, it's time to talk.
You know what? I'm not gonna let Crydion come out. There's no point in letting Crydion. I thought for a second, boys trying to turn to God, yo. I'm not trying
definitely
to put, like, my pinky toe in no more. I'm not gonna just be sitting on the edge of the pool.
No.
I'm gonna jump full in. I wanna die.
Deep dive into Christ.
That's all I'm gonna...
And so, you know, at first, like I said, I thought this was a troll. Nay, I don't really think this is a troll. I think this is a man who's deeply audience captured, you know, audience captured, you know. He is like completely and utterly stuck with his fan base and his way of getting money, and how ruined his reputation is in a way where it's like he can't be or exist without this thing that he's created, right? It's like this monster. Yeah, I think he's trolling. I don't even care, bro. This dude, he doesn't give a fuck. He just wants the bread, and he's captured by the audience. You know, he's captured completely by his audience, and he knows that the more he does the ridiculous shit, like post a video called "Turning My Life to Christ," the more that he's gonna get breaded up, get that cheddar cheese. And so that was 2 years ago, and he's either fighting and losing a battle with his religion, or he was trolling and he never really meant anything.
How fast do you think this is gonna get dropped? Do you really think the charge is gonna stick? I am a multi-millionaire. I promise you, I can take this as far as you want.
I am a multi-millionaire.
Crew are arrested. It seems like the end.
I am a multi-millionaire. Let's see. I need the raw footy, baby. I need the raw footy. Give me the raw footy.
See, we about getting them out of there, but we'll see.
And soon, a large group arrives
Bro.
back at McDonald's. But this time, the officers are ready.
So, he brings a bunch of people.
McDonald's doesn't want you guys on the property, so you guys gotta leave.
Is he here?
Doesn't matter where he's at. McDonald's does not want you on the property. You guys have to leave. You're gonna.
Who's you guys? Can you be more specific?
You.
So they said these people?
Him.
So now he's just like blocking traffic, making in general an ass of himself, and like now there's like a whole ass incident going on, right? And so he winds up getting arrested. His little fans and his little Mac Miller Faces t-shirt gets arrested, and Gideon's out here screaming, "I am a multi-millionaire."
Can I hold your guys' property?
Yeah.
Can I hold your guys' property?
Yeah.
Got anything on you?
Oh my God.
Officer, why are you?
Like, bro, just zero survival skills at this point. Complete audience capture. Damn, those handcuffs look fucked up. Them shits look like they hurt, bro. Not quite the ones you're used to seeing with a little space. Golly.
Officers, where they trespass? This isn't gonna stick.
This isn't gonna stick. And, you know, I feel you on some reckless Ben shit. Fuck the police. You know, it's always been fuck the police. But you gotta be safe. And you also, come on. Like, you're making an ass of yourself. And being annoying, you know. Like, imagine I'm pulling up on my lunch break. Oh, let this be the McDonald's on my lunch break. I'm like, I have like a tight 30. And I'm like, yeah, I can make it. Imagine this motherfucker has the McDonald's shut down. Got a bunch of people with fucking weapons at the McDonald's fucking arresting children. And they weren't children. I think they were apparently, according to Gideon, above 18, which is like, okay, weird you had to clarify, you know. But yeah, and so he got arrested. He got his fans arrested. Yeah, there we go. Here's my guy. Bro.
Freedom of speech. You can yell on the
And this is gonna last forever, you know. And he's the type of guy who like apologizes, as many trolls do, right? He apologizes mad. So let me turn my shit down a little bit. He apologizes a ton, and he winds up being something of a like boy who cries wolf, right? So like every time he trolls, it's like, I have no idea anymore. A person like this almost becomes like a shell of themselves to the outside, you know, the audience that like treat them like this like subject. And the whole time, you know, his chat is going fucking buck wild. And Pay Money Wubby said it best. He was saying how he knows that when he does some stupid shit, that number's gonna go up, you know. The more he acts like a little libertarian here and gets his LARP on like Kelly J. Patriot, bro, like
on the sidewalk.
Yep.
So you can't yell? Officer.
Anything I need to know about?
Officer, how fast do you think this is gonna get dropped? Do you really think the charge is gonna stick? Do you guys really think this is gonna stick?
Sure, we have a
Do you want to waste your DA's time? I am a multi-millionaire.
he winds up asking the cop about the DA. Apparently they don't even have a DA. I don't know if the cop was misinformed or lying, but the cop was like, we don't even have DAs here.
I promise you, I can take this as far as you want. Officer, you will be in a deposition and you will be arrested.
Officer.
Here, Beckett.
And the biggest crime, right, is that he's being a big-ass dork, bro. You're being a dweeb for the bag, homie. And not even in a cool way, where it's not even like you're sitting down playing video games and enjoying yourself. You're like just being an ass, you know. And so, to me, it's been a wild ride with him. I think that the way people get to this level of audience capture is like perfectly embodied with Gideon. You know, it's terrible. I don't think he gets to really do what he wants because he is just chasing the next thing. And I think you wind up living a life where you don't even know what you want, because all you've been doing is like it's almost like an addiction, like eat food addiction or porn addiction or something, where it's like you're just like feeding this monster, right? And you can't stop eventually. I mean, bro has 5.5 million subs nearly, has super big impact on all of these different streamers and stuff like that, has enough of a cult fan base to be able to move around different streamers after getting banned and stuff like that. And to me, it's just like crazy that you can let yourself go that far. And it's always been something, referencing like morality and stuff in the video, it's always been something that I never wanted to deal with, because I thought it was scary, because it's like, you know, you make fun of these people are silly gooses on the internet, and it's fun to like poke a little fun because they're putting themselves out there. You know, Gideon knows he's a bit of a goofball to say the least, but to then go on and be like a Christian, and then now he's a predator hunter, and then he gets arrested, it's like you wind up being like, where are you gonna go from here, you know? And how many times can you be like, I'm sorry, until people are like, I don't fucking care if you're sorry, even if you are, you know? I feel like you get to a point where you've burned your goodwill with people, and it's all for that like audience capture, you know? And that is Gideon. I'm sure that wasn't roundabout or strange at all, you know? Positive, that was nice and concise. He got arrested one might say, for doing exactly that, right? Letting his stream push him to make a fool of himself forever on the internet. That'll always exist forever, right? And he got also arrested for being like disorderly was the main one, but then also he got hit with like charges of stalking and harassment and stuff like that, right? Breach of the peace, I think. And all the charges and whatnot, I'm not here to talk about. I didn't research enough to talk about the law side, nor do I really care what happens to Gideon. Gideon is an idiot who's using the public for money, you know, and he's a publicly idiot and obviously savvy enough for to make some green off the internet, right? But his whole personality, he's just made the whole turn into a lolcow. And I kind of last tapped in with him, and he had renounced his streaming and all that he was doing for Jesus Christ, I think, is one big troll. And I was just like, yeah, I'm good, bro. Whatever this is, I'm good. And I wasn't that tapped in with him in the first place, but that's where I last seen him. And now he is, you know, in this situation, getting arrested on my feed, on my timeline. And thus I bring it to you because it made me also think about Jack Doherty.
Dude, who the fuck is this bitch? You get the fuck out of my house, bitch. No. You called the cops on me in my own fucking house after I've done everything for you.
Because you threatened me, Jack.
I didn't threaten you, bro.
What? Little Prompt, what you gonna do? What you gonna do? Yeah.
Don't stop. Alright, watch still, okay?
Now, Jack Doherty is a streamer who is he rose doing videos very, very young. His parents placated him and allowed him to make videos and helped him make videos, and they were always like weird pranks and stuff bothering the public. And Gideon, the same way Gideon is bothering the public, Jack Doherty is like, he is like that on fucking steroids. No! 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 You know, that shit on juice. Like, Jack Doherty embodies that in a high octane way. No! 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 Just completely and utterly a bothersome presence to the planet, you know. And the biggest thing it reeks of is like a lack of manners, you know. Motherfucker wants to be Christian, like, how about you be polite first, you know? And these people that are managing to make money off the internet, right? Something that I relate to. I want to do that. I want to make money off the internet, right? But the difference is that Gideon is out here harassing a dude. I mean, you know, you can talk about if it's justified or not. He's like, you know, doing it under the guise of helping his friend or whatever. They're being pretty blatant that it's all about content, and they're trying to get this squatter out of the house, right? And that's the whole premise of this whole escalation to Gideon in the parking lot getting arrested live on camera, yada yada yada. But it makes me think of Jack Doherty.
Why you saying that?
Nah, I love you.
Just a chat. Why you saying that like you been in my crib?
I love you.
Who recently got smacked up and got in like a weird little fight, clip farming, and one of his many clip farm incidents, right? And Gideon is, I feel, a much obviously lesser version of the evil that IRL streaming and Jack Doherty represents, where he makes all his money off e-pimping, and he makes all his money off manipulating young women and taking all their money off OnlyFans, allegedly, you know, and managing, quote-unquote, their accounts and locking them into really, really fucked up deals and taking all of their money, you know. I mean, majority of their money, allegedly, you know. But Gideon is not the same level of public nuisance, right? But what he is he is the same, falling victim to the same mentality. That was so gnarly, dog. Oh my god. But he's fallen victim okay, to the same mentality of letting chat ramp up these events, right? Like Jack Doherty clip farming and smacking someone and running away and getting a clip, right, that someone like you or I might see, when really I'm not interested in seeing Jack Doherty on my timeline, you know. I don't want this. I didn't ask for any of this. But here we are, you know. And IRL streaming, I think why I wanted to make this video in the first place was that it has become such an obvious ploy for money, in the way where I think that a lot of young people in this situation are going to just do it for the bread and forsake whatever results come of it. But then also, what I really want to talk about is how I think it's fucking up people's ability to connect with each other, and I think it's fucking up children's perception of reality, right? So I think of all of the viewers and chatters and gifteds and you know, super chats, text to speeches that come in, and how much of it is this sort of like depraved for access person that is represented in the thousands, and they're all looking to feel like they have an impact, right? And for these people, their impact is telling streamers to do what they say and paying them enough money to make it happen. And you can see it happen with the case of the kick streamers in, I believe it was France, where a man was bullied and tortured to death live on stream, and the whole thing played out for months and months until its inevitable end. But I think that a lot of that is driven by the want for these people to have control over things, so they wind up like reaching out in this way. And I think it's a really bizarre situation, because what you're breeding, right, even if these people aren't all young, obviously it takes money to do some of those things, so there's grown people spending their hard-earned money on those types of chats and that type of interaction cycle, right? But to me, what it's affecting is it's breeding a bunch of people that see the world as this game that they can manipulate and put their influence onto in like a much more visceral way than people thought about it before. And now that is breeding copycats and people that are trying to like skip vital steps of getting what they want, right? Like for me, it's something where I've never wanted to be an IRL streamer because it seemed like a really scary thing to get out of. For me, I never even dreamed of being a streamer as much. I always dreamed about making YouTube videos where I gamed and I talked, you know. It's like that was like always, that's always been the goal, you know. And then I found music and I was like, oh, this is awesome. And YouTube didn't quite fit in, right? But streaming is so immediate that the parasocial dynamic is pretty crazy to me, and it's a little scary to me, you know. Like I like the distance of YouTube. I've heard some creators on YouTube say that, you know, that it's like nice to have a bit of a wall, you know. And besides, I can also like make the point I want to make, and I can sit here and I don't want to cut much, but like I can look back at that and be like, well, that doesn't really represent how I feel. Let me edit that a tiny smidge, or let me not include that. And I think it makes for better content, but it also makes for a better experience right now because I can't stream except for at like midnight and stuff like that. So streaming is something that I do sometimes, but the videos I'm doing once a week. And it's now like coming to me, my life choices and like all that I've done in this past 7 years of like my 20s, 8 years of my 20s, is all like kind of coming to roost because I'm looking 30 in the face, right? And for me, one of those things, among many that I'm sure I'll talk about in other videos, is that like my choices with like morality, and at first refusing to get like a real job, in like dying by trying to find a job in my field of art and design, right? And like not seeing them as real jobs, right? So you don't get them, and it's very immature. And my story's, you know, a little bit complicated because at some point I like lost my mind in there. I had to recover and like had to go back to school, had to finish school. And so you know, for me, I've been dealing with, I only graduated college, you know, a year or two ago, and I'm 28 because it just took so long to get sick and then get better and then finish school, make sure I was doing what I needed to do. And then I got, you know, just a job that pays the bills, because I knew I needed to, and I wanted to move out of my parents' house and yada yada, right? But what it's done, other than like the obvious hit pieces on IRL streaming and just content creation in general, the access that an audience has to its subjects, you know, and I'm saying that on purpose, like the audience has subjects like a scientist in a lab rat. God damn it. And that's what it feels like to me. Now, there's obviously the super like sinister examples of this, right? Like where like Emiru getting assaulted at TwitchCon, where a man had developed like delusions and stalked her and then assaulted her in like live on stream for the whole world to see, right? And that is one thing. The Cinna and Valkyrie moment where they got stream sniped by some also delusional person who assaulted them and threatened them and stuff like that, or harassed them or whatnot, violated their space and just personhood. That all is very obvious, and I would have to dive deeper into those instances to say anything of like value, right? That hasn't been said before. Like they're terrible, it's bad, people are crazy, and it's very hard to cope with, and like streamers need to be treated like people, but also like there needs to be like security and measures taken with these people and acknowledgement, right, of the nature of these situations. I think that was a big reason why there was so much backlash against the situation with Emiru at TwitchCon, is because Twitch didn't take the necessary measures to protect her and other streamers, right? And thus, what I'm talking about other than that is that it's making people like feel like they can warp reality to their fingertips, right? And they skip out on steps. And so something where this has kind of come up is there's this incident where this lady, right, an artist who makes like clay, like polymer clay cat fidget toys or whatever, right?
I made a bunch of cat worry stones. I also have keychain versions of them.
She is a transplant.
But one thing that I know for sure is I love New York and I belong here and I'm not going anywhere.
Who moved to New York like a year ago.
My community has watched me struggle to find my footing in New York for over a year now.
And now she's making a TikTok series about how her roommates are abusive and she needed help.
I'm on the brink of losing my housing and I don't know what to do anymore. Over a month ago, my roommate informed me she didn't want to re-sign with me for very stupid reasons. I've made videos about it.
And she needed help, so she started GoFundMe to be able to go make her cat keychains and not have a job.
And I know the life that I signed up for by being a full-time artist in New York City.
Right? And she was like quoting Mom Donnie and shit.
Mom Donnie gave a speech after the Knicks won. It's like, what is New York if not your back is up against the wall, your dream just out of reach, unsure how you'll make your next rent payment, and looking at those 99.6% odds that are against you.
Fucking crying. White girl crying, quoting Mom Donnie is killing me.
And smiling, because in that 0.4%, New Yorkers find a way.
I didn't even realize how bad it was. And, I wouldn't make this video or, put any sort of gripes against her if she was, a 22-year-old or something. But she said she was 30 and my jaw hit the ground. She made this 30-part TikTok series on her roommates.
My back is literally up against a wall right now.
Exposing them for how terrible they are and yada yada. Meanwhile, she's like been subletting like all around the city for the past year.
This has been agonizing. I've moved so many times the last year of living in New York. I'm on my 5th sublet now.
And she hasn't managed to find a solid place, and that's reasonable. It's terrible to find housing in the city. I have only been able to find housing in the city with roommates the whole time. Thankfully, I've been lucky to have people who I moved to the city with and people who I am able to rely on as roommates, right? Like, I have a bunch of roommates, and we're all just scraping by, and we're fucking 30. So it's like, it's like that, you know. And so I don't put any grievances towards like moving to the city and trying to find housing and not being able to find it, right? Obviously, there's an argument to be made. It's like, moving there in the first place, why should you be, you know? And then add on the fact that she's not contributing to her community by working a job that, like, you know, even if you're working at any job you're working at, you will be possibly affecting your community if you can just like find a spot, you know, even a fast food worker, a gas station worker, like anything like that is positively affecting your community, and you're getting some bread, you know. And so it's like with this job that I found, it's like I have an ability to make some money, and I have the ability to come home and put that into art, right? And it's like, at first when I was 22 or whatever, I didn't want to get like some job that has nothing to do with what I love, right? But it's like, you make do. You find what you like to do, and you find what you're good at what you do, and or what you get an opportunity to do, and fucking go from there and make some bread, right? But this girl moved to the city from Georgia, I believe. I respect your hustle, right? Like, I know that motherfuckers can make cat fidget toy keychains a life. I know you could do that, right? But you gotta start with some breadski brew. And I think what happened, right? I was watching the Etozi video about it, and he was saying how her career started with her cat fidget toy keychain career started when she went viral and got a little bit of motion.
When I took the leap, I was so blessed to find success early on with my small business.
White girl had a little bit of motion, and all of a sudden she was like, fuck it, full-time cat fidget toy keychain enterprise, you know, I'm going all in. She put all her hopes and dreams into these cats, and that is a really, really hopeful, you know, incredible story. That's a really hopeful, incredible story, but you gotta pay the bills, and it seems that the fidget cat keychain business enterprise had fell on hard times. Their fiscal quarterly reports had been a little lower than expectations, you know. And so she got into a whole little kerfuffle with her roommate, proceeded to make a whole series about it, seemingly, in my opinion, trying to get a little bit of that viral momentum back. White girl didn't have as much motion as she does now. And in the Etozi video, he was saying how, you know, who knows if her sales are going to go up or down. And I know they'll go up. That's the nature of the thing, right? At first. And it'll be interesting. She got the GoFundMe. She got thousands of dollars, you know. But that's not, like, I think it was like $5,000 or whatever. It's like, if you got a job last year, you would have made like a lot more money. Even like a really, really not good paying job, you would have like made some more bread. And you can do the cat keychain enterprising as well. You know, they don't have to be mutually exclusive. I got caught up for so long, right, thinking, oh, I have to go full time to make it. With what money? With what home? You want a car? You want to be able to go on like a cool date or adventure? You want somebody to like take you seriously if you're, you know, trying to have some sort of romantic connection, right? What do you do for work? In my case, right, a freelance graphic designer, painter, and rapper. That don't play so great, you know, and neither does Keychain Cat Fidget Spinner Enterprise. You know, you could throw Enterprise on that all you want, but you're not fooling me. I too have an Enterprise, and it's under the domain of hip hop, and not successfully, may I add. You know, so I think it's weird to me because the connection to me isn't obvious, right? Like, what the fuck does Gideon
I am a multi-millionaire.
have to do with the artist formerly known as EK?
New Yorkers find a way.
You know, but I think the connection is like a culture of like people thinking that they can warp reality by like showing their ass for the internet, right? And with EK, the artist formerly known as EK, it was you know, asking for a GoFundMe and always knowing she had that in the back pocket. She always knew she had that in the back pocket.
I want this to be a win for all of us, because now I know so many of you are invested in this, and I want so badly to get to the end of this and be surprised at like a miracle.
By the way, that's the exact type of audience capture that I'm talking about, where it's like, I don't want to let you guys down, man. I don't want to. It's like, you're talking to your phone, bro. You're not letting anyone down except everybody right now. I mean, come on. Struggling artist refuses to get a job for a little while, has a little motion on TikTok. You're telling me she didn't keep that one in the back pocket for when things hit rough? And why do you think she did a 30-part TikTok series, huh? It could have been a couple of parts, my girl. Could have been a couple of parts. And why was it a TikTok series to begin with? For the clout.
I need that clout.
It's all for the clout, bro. I wrote down in my little YouTube video notebook, I wrote down the need for clout in spite of safety. And I think that's really what it is, right? Like, it's like she needed clout in spite of her safety, like, yes, or like home and whatever, yada yada. But that really isn't the thing. Now she's gonna be like known for this micro minute in the pop culture, this little weird zeitgeist, right, of the algorithm and you know, your For You page and whatnot, right, as this person who complained the second things got hard, wasn't able to coexist with roommates that they had subletted with, and got themselves in a really shitty situation, and then started a GoFundMe. And like, I think we've reached a boiling point for this shit where people are so mad about GoFundMes. A lot of people are really like uncomfy with the idea. I think it makes people feel like, what the fuck is the point of me working and not asking for anything? Like, you know, why have I kept my mouth closed and yada yada? And it's like, for me, it's like, yeah, you could do that, but the repercussions are being seen a permanent way for a long time. And now, you know, it's like, I don't know if you know, Lord knows that like there's so many fucking weirdos on the internet that it's like it compromises your safety, all for like what, a couple $1,000s, you know, and like some virality to try to sell your art. It's like, is that really worth it? Is that how you wanted? It's also rage baiting. Like, you know you're a transplant.
A resilience to keep fighting for New York. Like, I'm a part of this. Even if I'm not in that crowd, I'm a part of this city.
You know you're being an asshole. You know, I'm from, like, the northern part of the metropolitan area of New York City, right? I still feel like a weird weight about moving to the city when I know people are being moved out of the city by bad costs. Like, I don't feel better about myself because I'm like from New York, you know? She's from Georgia.
I may not be a true New Yorker because I wasn't born here, but I know I have a New Yorker soul. Perhaps in a past life I lived here, you know?
If you just got a job and like were part of your community in some real ways, then maybe this wouldn't have happened. So she did respond, and she's taking a break from being online, but I wanted to just show that and include kind of her final statement before I wrap the video up. I hope you're enjoying. What up, Y-ation?
I fully recognize now how tone deaf it came across by setting it up. I didn't consider that, and I should have. I am grateful that I have the privilege to have a platform to share my life and work with people. That's why once I finally get settled with all of this, I will be immediately getting involved with my community, because that's all that I've wanted this entire time. I already know two categories that are most important to me. One is helping people who are unhoused, and the other is helping people with mental health issues. So many people have helped me over this last year of me living in the city. I have always wanted to be able to pay it forward and pay it back. I just want to apologize specifically to my community. I'm so sorry for the confusion and the drama that it's created. I don't want to be this kind of person. This is not the energy that I want to bring to you. And I want you to know that moving forward, this is going to be a platform that uplifts other people in the community. I'm going to be taking a little bit of time from social media, but during this time, I'm going to be actively researching organizations I want to contribute to, both with my time and resources.
I don't think it was a great apology, though. Specifically to her community is like crazy. Just say sorry that you were an asshole. Apologize to New Yorkers, but she doesn't want to do that. She doesn't want to do that. And to me, I think the whole point of this video and the whole point of like not trying to skip important, boring, shitty steps of life and not try. Brother, your boy is cooking. Oh, your boy is cooking. Come on, bro. Fuck a point, bro. That's the point. Ha! Come on. Okay, but I digress, you know? The whole point of this video is to not try to warp your reality by doing some stupid shit and trying to get money the fast way, notoriety the fast way, an audience the fast way, right? And also, get a real job. I used to be so afraid of it, right? I used to be so afraid that I would like lose my artistic potential and then I would be like squashed and my time would be squandered, right? And it's like, yeah, your soul is getting crushed and your time is wasted. So do something about it while you fucking
There's a lot of smart people on this fucking phone call, man. Let's think of how to dig ourselves out of this shit, man.
You know? That's the mentality you have to have, especially if you're gonna be fucking enterprising on some cat fidget toys. And I still, you know, like I said, research not the strong suit of this video, nor the point. I still don't know if they're fidget toys that look like cats and they're for human beings, or if they're fidget toys for cats. And I don't really want to find out. Be a regular person. It's underrated to be a regular person. It might not be as fast, but you probably won't have to deal with a bunch of bullshit that comes this way. I have no sympathy for a 30-year-old trying to make it in the big city. Moved here when you were 27. Get your head out of your ass. Grow up. For real. But I think, you know, there's a sense of hopelessness, and it's like, well, do what you gotta do, man. Start that GoFundMe and rage bait an entire audience into buying your cat fidgets toys. life is a little longer than that, though. You know, you gotta think about what's gonna happen the next day or the day after that when you don't have access to the cameras and you don't have access to the audience. You know, it's like I'm sure Gideon didn't feel so cool when he was going to jail. You know, and because I know that shit sucks. It's not fun. And especially you could be all ramped up about it in the moment. Bro. I'm so fucking gnarly at this game. It's actually crazy. I'm just glad I can show it off, you know. And in real time too, like come on, bro. Be able to keep a train of thought with the little hat and nose slide, you know. Bro, like come on, bro. But don't let that hopelessness dash your dreams, brother. You gotta keep going. I gotta keep going, that's for damn sure. I gotta wrap up this video because it's late and I have a job to go to tomorrow. But yeah, I don't know. Really, it is underrated to be a normal person. Be a normal person. Start from there. And make your way up. Just subscribe to my YouTube channel. That every subscriber equals $1 towards my GoFundMe. So help me out.